This is a certified
Bob Sponge 10.
classic.
Hey guys, back here again with another One Piece tier list. You know, this one's been a few months in the making. I'm back here with the boys. We're doing Whole Cake Island and Zoe.
What's up?
Sure.
Alright, we got plenty of stuff to get to, so we're just going to go ahead and get started with Monkey D. Luffy.
He's a top tier for sure.
Yeah,
SS. Instantly.
yeah. I mean, he kind of went sicko mode.
He did. He went crazy. Took out a bunch of people.
Yep.
So he fought an army. He starved himself until Sanji gave him food. He,
Took out two sweet generals.
the sweet generals.
They talked about, on Zoe, they talked about Voice of All Things with Zunisha, Luffy, and Momo. They were the only two that could hear Zunisha talking.
Yeah. The elephant.
Yeah. The elephant.
And he said he tripled his bounty.
Yeah, tripled his bounty. Went from 500 million to 1.5 billion.
Yeah, 1.5. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And, let's see.
He ate a lot of crackers.
He ate a lot of crackers, man.
He showed that he had the appetite of an emperor.
Yeah. It's kind of crazy that he got hungry again so quick, considering how much he ate before.
That's true.
You know, it's about drive. It's about power.
We stay hungry.
We stay hungry, we devour. So true.
Record mods to take a damn shower.
You're watching it in sub now, right, Cameron?
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah, this was the first arc that I actually watched in sub.
Did you start in Zoe or did you start in Whole Cake?
I started in Zoe.
Okay.
It's funny because I switched to dub.
Yeah.
While you were at work.
Yeah, about.
Are you still watching dub in Wano?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
I think I saw that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the dub is good except for Luffy's voice because I don't know why every time there's an anime and they dub it in English, they're like, who best to play this like 20-year-old male character? A 40-year-old woman.
Well, that's what the subs voice actor is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think her voice is perfect in the sub.
Yeah.
I know the whole reason they do it is because normally they're like teenagers, so their voices aren't going to be like super deep.
Yeah, it doesn't really change.
And women's voices don't really change much at all once they're like in their mid-teens. They pretty much stay about the same.
Like Naruto's voice actor was a woman as well. The dub actor, and she's got one of the best voices too.
It was 10 years that she voiced Naruto, and the voice was exactly the same for 10 years straight.
Yeah.
And it's not that they do a bad job. It's just I feel like Luffy's voice is. Well, I feel like it's just too high pitched. He shouldn't have a deep gravelly voice or anything, but not so shrill. Almost makes me think of Timmy Turner sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, he's a Chad.
That's fair.
Yep.
He is, absolutely.
Character as a whole, Luffy is an absolute Chad.
Yeah. Well, we've got two different versions of fourth gear. This one, I believe, is normal fourth gear, and this one is the Snake Man. So, I guess for this one, we would just judge his performance in fourth gear.
Yeah, so that would be beginning a Katakuri fight and just about the entire Cracker fight.
Right.
The Kung Fu Panda move,
Yeah.
like he was saying earlier, was very solid.
That was awesome.
It was very cool. Tank Man. Eating all the crackers and blowing him away. But not near the performance of Dressrosa as far as how cool it was.
Yeah. Well, then we were seeing it for the first time. This time I thought the very end, I thought the finishing move with the Kung Fu Panda move, like how Poe took out Tai Lung. I thought that was really cool. but I just love Kung Fu Panda too. But
Yep.
yeah, that one specific part was good, but the rest, I could take it or leave it.
Yeah, I felt like in Dressrosa, Gear 4 was new move, busting out all the stops. That was the Devastator. That was the power bomb, the suplex. It was like his ultimate move, and it was crazy powerful. And then get through Zoe. There's no Gear 4 in Zoe, and then he gets to Whole Cake, and it's just like, oh, remember that transformation that he did? Like the last time he did it, how it was a really big deal, and it completely shifted the entire tide of the fight. And then this time he busted out against a sweet general, just a lackey, and not even the Katakuri fight, just fighting against Cracker. He just busted out against a lackey, and it pretty much just gets dogged on the entire...
Real quick, did he not bring it out against Big Mom and get bodied?
He did for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like he went to attack her with fourth gear, and then she just slapped him away, and then he deflated.
Yeah, so that would bring the ranking down, because
that's true.
That was kind of lacking.
That's fair.
It showed that it's still not enough.
Well, I mean, he's still nowhere near the level of an emperor. I think it's pretty obvious.
And I understand that part. How it's like yeah, he's the main character. Yes, he's strong, and yes, he's getting really strong, really fast. Because didn't you say from like right at the end, like right when time skip happened until Whole Cake, hasn't only been like 2 months or something?
Yeah.
It's been like he's getting really strong really fast. And I understand it's like, oh, he's not emperor level yet, but I mean, this was a whole new transfer. It's like when he used third gear for the first time, like second and third gear. I mean, that had he used it against second gear against that Bluno guy, and it wrecked him instantly. And then when he used it against Lucci,
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's like, I mean, yeah, it didn't instantly wreck him, but the moment he busted that out, Lucci was like the top dog he was going against, and Lucci was like, oh crap, it was enough to keep it, make him sweat, keep him on his toes. But fourth gear, it was good the first time he pulled it out, and then through Whole Cake, it seemed almost every time he used it in Whole Cake, they pretty much just dogged on him instantly.
Well, it's a different matchup, though. I mean, Cracker, he's not like Doflamingo. He's not just one guy. I mean, he can summon infinite shields, basically. And so it doesn't really matter how strong you are if you can never get rid of his ability to make those shields.
Yep.
It's just a different matchup.
So B or A?
Yeah. I would think just for that Kung Fu Panda move, it should be put in A, personally.
But he also got one shot by Big Mom.
Well, he would have got one shot by Big Mom in either form.
That's true.
I mean, I guess we'll never know. We'll never know.
Okay.
Snake Man, so I feel like should easily be above Gear 4, either same tier or S tier.
I think it's definitely S tier because he used that to take down Katakuri, who, I mean, that's the strongest fight he's had so far.
Yeah.
Wait, was it Snake
by
Man
far
took down Katakuri?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, was he in Snake Man when he took down Katakuri?
Yeah.
Yes, that was the final attacks. Yeah.
Yeah. You're right.
We forgot to talk about Luffy's growth. He learned Future Sight.
Yeah. During his fight with Katakuri, he I don't know. I mean, going up against somebody who's so strong, and it forced him to hone his own hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's a monster, because you got to think about it. Whenever anybody talks about hockey, they're like, yeah, it takes years to master doing even one form of hockey. It can take years for somebody to master, and then Luffy's over here learning and mastering observation hockey in a single fight, just because he saw somebody else do it. And he's like, oh, you can do that, and he figures it out while fighting.
Well, he's done that.
He's definitely the most adaptable character, because he learns more while he's fighting than he learns outside of fighting.
Yeah. He's done that several times, too. Like when he was fighting CP9, he learned the shave technique.
Yeah, that's how
And,
he
you
came
know.
up with Gear 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gear. I thought Gear 2 was pretty much just the shave technique. I thought that was all Gear 2 really was.
It was to combat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to come up with it to be able to combat that.
Yeah.
No, it's just like the general shonen thing. It's like, oh, the main character is really stupid, but when it comes to fighting, they're insanely smart. And
Yeah, he's a fighting genius. Snake Man was just one of those that could keep up with the speed and future sight of Katakuri.
and it's that Katakuri fight. It was really good. I feel like it didn't need to be like 12 episodes, but it was really good.
Yeah.
It was. And
The hockey clash.
I feel about talking about Katakuri right now. We should just do that.
Yeah, since we're already in
Yeah.
him.
Katakuri, I think, is right next to Luffy personally.
I would have to agree.
SS. That he was an amazing villain.
As far as villains goes, he's one of my favorites. Not villain-wise, but as far as fights for Luffy, he is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah.
His power is very random. It's red. He's like red bean paste guy, but for such a weird power, he's the strongest guy on Big Mom's crew
Right.
because the dude is just him.
He's that dude.
He's that guy.
He is him.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, it shows that hockey, even if you don't have the greatest devil fruit power, hockey and the will to fight, trumps most things.
Mm-hmm.
And
You know, I'm sorry, I just gotta say this. Katakuri is a gamer, for sure, okay?
Absolutely.
Because he's got that weird mouth, and people made fun of him growing up and whatnot, and he got hard, he got strong to compensate, but, deep down he's still that same guy, he's still that same gamer, and
he
really...
likes his sister, and he likes donuts.
He likes donuts, I enjoy a donut or two, and basically he just wants to be... I think he wants to be accepted as a gamer, but he knows that'll never happen, so he becomes somebody else,
Yeah, and even as they suppress him once he shows his face, he shows Luffy, an also gamer, respect, and stabbing himself during the fight because, they were interrupting his fight.
Right.
And they share a gamer moment with the Conquerors Hockey's clash to take them all out.
Yeah. Him and Luffy, they use their gamer power and their gamer solidarity to rise up against these femoids who just do everything in their power to keep the gaming man down.
Amen.
Amen. And you see, on a lot of levels, and by a lot, I mean one. On one level, I can completely relate to Katakuri in the fact that, everybody laughs at me. It's all fun and games. And then when I get hard, it's not fun anymore. It's not a game.
Ain't
So
no game
true.
no more.
As soon as I'm hard, it's not a game anymore.
Since
true.
we already talked about the little girl, let's just throw her where we think she belongs.
Yeah.
She just interrupted one of the greatest fights ever just to get instantly bodied.
Yep.
Just thinking I'm the favorite sister. No, it's gamer time.
Yep.
She
Gamers rise the freak up.
And she worshipped Katakuri until she saw his face and then instantly started making fun of him. And then it was really funny how she just started making fun of him, dogging on him and everything. Like, she completely forgot he is the strongest person under Big Mom. She completely forgot that, and then he flexed his Conqueror's hockey on her.
And Luffy completely surprised her. She didn't even expect him to have the Conqueror's hockey.
Yeah, they both did it, and she was like, oh. Like,
That monkey.
Yeah.
She's like, she tried to be a pick-me girl and mess with the gamers so that she could impress Chad.
Yep. She's like those women who play video games. They play Stardew Valley, they play The Sims, and they're like
I mean, come on, Stardew Valley's
I'm a gamer too.
good. Stardew
Okay.
Valley's pretty good. Come on.
I've
Yeah,
never played it.
I got like
I just know
almost
that's a
200
game
hours
that
in it.
women play.
It's a good game.
But
I got like 200 hours in it.
Sims
It's a
is
very
all
solid
right.
game.
I
I've been
mean,
playing Sims for a long time. Sims is all right. Stardew Valley, that was good.
That one's good. That one's good.
okay. Well, what I'm alluding to is the fact that women play video games for the wrong reason. Okay, they play video games to, get male attention from men who would not otherwise get any, and they're like, they're trying to build up their simp army, and sometimes it takes a true sigma male gamer such as Katakuri or Luffy to put these women in their place.
And thinking about it, that was a really gamer moment. So she loves Katakuri. She's the gamer girl. She loves her what is it, the kitten or no?
Her Discord daddy.
Discord daddy. Yep.
Yep.
And then as soon as he shows his actual face, she's dogging on him.
Yeah.
So they knock her out with the gamer stench.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
that's so relatable, dude, because
Like their fight is perfect.
yeah, it's so relatable, man, because I used to I've had Discord kittens through the years, and as soon as I show my real face, they're like, What's wrong with you? You told me you were 15, like me, but you're 34? Freaking women, dude.
And then you have to, and then you take off your shirt, and they can feel the pressure from your Conqueror's hockey escaping your armpits.
Yeah.
And the thing that was always weird is how they made fun of his face, and I was like, his face wasn't it wasn't even bad. It was he just kind of he just had like the jaw, like the really sharp teeth that he could open his mouth really wide.
Mm-hmm.
But it really wasn't weird. Like there's so many people in the Sweet Army that look so much weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
but
makes
you got
no
to think
sense
that
why
was when
he
he
got-
was a kid. That was before the army really built up.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
but
he was
it's
like one of the
even-
oldest siblings.
Yeah, and like when she's making fun of his face and everything, calling him a freak, I'm like, have you seen any of the other people from the army? He is still relatively normal looking. Like his face isn't that weird.
That's just that female logic, man.
Didn't Luffy cover his face after the fight was over too? Like he covered
Yeah.
it back up.
Yeah, with the
he put
fedora.
the hat on his mouth.
Chad.
That's just-
Katakuri is 48 years old?
How old is Big Mom?
According to Google. According to Google.
I thought Big Mom was like 50 or 60 something.
$68.
Okay.
Let's see. Older than I thought.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah.
Alright.
Almost
Zorro.
like his white beard.
Zoro, come on.
Enough tangent.
S for Zoro, come on.
I think just put him in S
Yeah.
because
He didn't do
wasn't
that much.
in it a whole lot. He was just
Yeah.
in Zoe. He clashed with Carrot, and that's really all I remember.
Right.
Yeah, he goes up the ranks just by being on screen.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
rank is completely determined by screen time.
His little screen time was the best.
It was the best out of all the arcs. Out of both arcs, best moment.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nami.
Okay.
Nami S.
One of her better stuff, one of her better arcs, I think,
Yeah.
Whole Cake Island was.
Yeah. Like one of her, yeah, I mean, one of her better moments to me was her during the Luffy and Cracker fight, because, she didn't do what I feel like she normally does and kind of hide. And, she stuck by Luffy, and she, helped him out when he used fourth gear and he couldn't use his hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And
She's growing up.
I feel like her hiding thing,
Always.
it's like anytime she does like the hiding thing, I feel like that's normally like, kind of joking. It's like whenever the person she's with is like still able to fight, but it's like it seems like she's kind of like Usopp. It's like anytime it's like a desperate thing, like they need you, then she'll step up.
Oh, yeah. That just doesn't
Like,
happen
you-
very often.
Yeah, I will say she doesn't get a lot of moments like that because she's usually trying to stay out of the fights because she's not really a fighter.
Right.
She definitely had more moments in Whole Cake than she has in the past because she was really for like the first half of it. She was like it was just her and Luffy for like majority of Whole Cake until they met back up with everybody. You know.
Yeah.
Nami's normally she's normally a good character.
Oh, and she had Big Mom's Viva card too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I feel like have we ever put her below A on any of the tiers?
I don't think so.
I don't think
Most
so.
of the Straw Hats don't get below A unless you're Chopper.
Chopper or Sanji.
Or Sanji. But S, I believe S is fine. Above Zoro.
Huh?
Above Zoro, between Zoro and Snake Man, I'd say.
Okay.
Usopp.
Wait.
Usopp wasn't even in it.
One more thing. Nami, I was really digging her later hosen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was nice.
I just had to get that off my chest.
Usopp wasn't even in it, was he? No, he was in Zoe, I guess.
Usopp, Chopper,
he was in
Robin,
Zoe,
and Frankie they all went to Wano after Zoe. They didn't go to Whole Cake.
Right. Usopp, he was one of the ones who was well, no, never mind. What did Usopp do? Really nothing, right?
Nothing notable. Not him. I guess Chopper had his moment in Zoe because he was flirting with the baddies.
Yeah,
the animal baddies.
Saved him from that poison thing.
Yeah, he saved him from the poison.
That's true. Usopp did nothing. Robin, I don't think she did much.
No, she didn't do anything.
Didn't Sanji help with the poison thing too? Wasn't it? Or
yes.
Did he just feed it?
It was.
Wasn't it like?
Well, he was. Yeah, I mean, he was one of the ones who fought off. The people who were still there.
Jack and all them.
Jack, yeah.
Or not, Veggie. It was Veggie.
Yeah.
Usopp,
Usopp.
I'd say leave him where he's at right there. C2 is fine.
He didn't do anything.
Veggie was like, Veggie showed up like at the end of Zoe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know Sanji made food for everybody there. I was trying to remember if he helped cure the poison thing or if that was just straight up Chopper and nobody else.
Well, I mean, Chopper was the one actually curing them, but, you know, he needed help with, like, finding the herbs and whatnot.
Yeah, true.
Okay, so speaking of Chopper.
B. I still don't think he belongs above, at A.
Did Chopper go to Whole Cake?
No.
Did he? Think about it.
Yeah, he did.
Think about it.
He did.
He did. Okay.
Yeah,
he didn't do much, but he was on the ship as they were making their escape. I remember that.
I couldn't remember him in.
Dude, I can't even remember him in Whole Cakes. Yes, he was in Whole Cake.
He was there.
He was. I remember he was in the group that met in the mirror world when it was all of them.
Yes.
He was eating a bunch of candy.
He was eating candy, him and Carrot. And he did take down Bruley, but to be honest, I don't think that was very difficult.
No,
yeah, she is not strong.
Yeah.
Robin.
She didn't really do anything either. She did about as much as Usopp, but I'd still put her in B tier because she is better looking.
Yeah.
She's hot.
So.
Yeah. We didn't get a whole lot of her, like we didn't get a whole lot of Zoro, which we wanted,
Right.
Yeah. Frankie S.
Same with Frankie. Frankie, I mean, he didn't do anything.
He's not S.
He didn't even do anything in Zoe.
Yeah.
Brooke SS.
Top. The very top.
Yeah. The very top?
Very top.
Why?
Dude, Brooke was number one in Whole Cake Island. No questions.
Why?
Dude, Brooke was the number one MVP, all right? Not only did he start the Whole Cake Island Big Mom freakout, he got a copy of the Road Poneglyph without Big Mom even knowing.
Yeah.
And then he challenged her to a fight and called her young lady.
Yeah.
And he is older.
Slept with her.
And then he slept with her.
Dude, that's true.
And he ran on water.
Well,
And he
yeah.
basically took out an entire army of the chess piece guys with his soul fruit because he's Soul King.
Right.
To me, Brook was the #1 guy in Whole Cake Island. This was his arc.
Okay.
Even though it was Sanji's arc, this was his arc.
That's
Yeah, the young lady scene that really hit. That was a good scene.
yeah.
Dude, that whole part was just what made me love Brook.
I tell you what, he did way better against Big Mom than Luffy did. Luffy got one tapped while he was in 4th gear.
That's true.
That is
Brook
true.
was rocking out.
Yeah.
He didn't even care.
Yeah.
Jinbei SS.
SS. Where do you think just right at the bottom of SS?
Yeah, that's it.
Well, he's definitely not better than those top 3.
No, I don't think so.
He was great though.
He was great.
Mom, and then show that all you had to do was not be scared of her.
Yeah.
And he wasn't fronting. He actually wasn't scared of her because she couldn't take his soul.
Right.
No fear whatsoever.
I mean, and he finally joined the Straw Hats.
Yep.
I can't.
He called Big Mom a mere Yonko or a mere emperor.
Yeah.
I was about to say the moment where he said, "If I'm gonna be on the crew of the King of the Pirates, I can't be scared of a mere emperor."
Yeah. What a beast.
Absolute Chad.
Yeah. And he helped him escape as he does,
And then Luffy gave the big line that everyone's been posting for people starting One Piece. I'll see you in Wano.
Yeah.
Gotta love Jinbei.
Oh yeah.
He's been here. He's been at something since the beginning.
Mama.
All right, tell me how you really feel, Carter.
D tier.
Really?
I hate.
You don't like her as a villain either?
Her whole backstory is she's strong just because. Like her parents, neither of them were giants or anything. Neither of them were crazy. They were just regular people. But she gets born like 30 feet tall, insanely powerful, and she's like, what? Doesn't she have like Conqueror's hockey at like 6 years old or something like that? Just because, and
she ate all the orphans.
Yeah, she ate all the orphans. Okay, that part keeps her out of F tier.
That part was awesome.
Dude, she ate everyone and the sister lady, I guess.
Like
Yeah.
whenever Doflamingo had the Conqueror's hockey and everything, like, traumatic experience, whatever, but it's like he wasn't like crazy powerful. He just had Conqueror's hockey. For some reason, it was like this 6-year-old was overpowering Elbaf kings and like
the
warriors.
giants. Yeah,
and I'm like, that's ridiculous. There was that, and then it's like, oh, Big Mom's hunger pangs. She's hungry. And she's like, cock and ball, and she's just screaming cock and ball and running around the town, smashing everything because she wants a single little cream puff.
I forgot about that.
And she kills her own people, destroys her own town and everything because she's having a temper tantrum because she just wants a specific food. When she's the ruler of a massive chunk of land, she can just get the food. She just won't wait literally 5 minutes for it, and she's like 68 years old.
Yeah,
and really, her backstory just annoyed me so much. It's like, oh, she's just strong. Like, there was no explanation. There was no like, oh, this happened or something weird happened and that's why she got as strong as she did. No, she was just born stronger than giants. She's only a half giant. She was born stronger than giant kings and giant warriors. Just because.
Well, I liked her backstory better than I like her in the present day. At least in the backstory, she ate a bunch of people.
Yeah, eating the people was awesome, but she still sucks. I hate her.
Where would you put her, Cameron?
I don't know. I would put her in B tier personally.
Carter said D.
D for
You
mama,
say
mama,
B.
mama.
I think C is fine.
Okay, we'll split
Put
the
her right
difference,
there
I
in the
guess.
middle. Split the
looking-
difference between us all.
I'm looking up right now. One Piece. Every time Big Mom says "Mama," just to see how long it is. See if there's a
Okay.
video of it.
Cracker, solid fight, but as far as fighting goes, he's kind of ass without his crackers.
Yeah.
All he did was just clap and make crackers the whole time. That was it. And
Right. And that's what tired him out. I mean, come on, dude. How
Yeah,
is he
the
worth
fight-
800 million? That's what I
How
want to
many
know.
Yeah.
episodes was this fight? How many episodes was it?
It was
was like-
long enough.
It was like
3 or
4 or
4.
5.
Oh, 4 or 5. I thought it was like 3, not 4 or 5. Yeah.
There might have been 3. I don't know.
And I mean, his whole fight, he would clap and he'd be like, all right, just make some more crackers. Luffy would eat them, and it just went back and forth. It was like that fight could have been a single episode of like they fight, or 2 episodes. Like one episode, Luffy's 4th gear isn't enough, so he starts eating the crackers, gets really big, ends it right there. But they stretched it out, and the whole thing was just nonstop him clapping and Luffy eating.
For as hype as they hyped him up, he was not that impressive.
No,
Yeah.
not at all.
Because
Well,
they hyped him up, they're like, "Oh well, Rouge beat a sweet general, so they sent Cracker, and he took him out." And then we see Cracker, and he makes crackers. Now against anybody else, he would have been a great opponent, but against Luffy, who just eats everything, he wasn't very impressive.
Yeah. It's back to that thing about matchups, you know. It plays such a big factor.
Yeah,
I personally think he deserves either C for Cracker or D, just because he was. I mean, his fight to me, I was just like, it just felt unnecessarily stretched out. It was such a disappointment, and all he did was just keep clapping and making soldier dudes, and Luffy just kept eating them, and they stretched that into multiple episodes.
Well, that's just One Piece, man.
yeah.
It was pretty bad. I looked up the
Smoothie.
Smoothie.
Batty.
I was disappointed by her personally because I thought she was going to do something cool, but she really never did. I mean, she had a big butt, but that's about it.
Yeah, she squeezed people.
beef her butt and squeeze.
She didn't squeeze anybody important though.
No, but she squeezed people to make juice out of them.
Yeah.
She just
God,
makes smoothies.
Yeah,
God, she could squeeze the juice out of me. You know who?
so true.
You know who? You know who really squeezed the right spots? Robin and Water 7. When she cock and ball tortured Frankie. Oh,
You're floating around B or C. Is that where
Yeah.
you want to put her?
Yeah,
booty.
fair.
Let's just throw in C.
I don't know. She did less than
Big Mom.
She did way less than Big Mom or Cracker.
God.
Yeah, she
D.
really.
Throw a D. We need someone in D tier.
Yeah.
She
Okay.
doesn't belong in F.
Truck.
Fuck that guy.
This dude,
Peckomus.
Paros Pero.
I
No, Paris. Peckomus was the fucking the lion guy, right?
No, his name is Paros Pero.
yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Peckham's
The
is the
guy-
lion guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ekams is the line. The one being held is Paros Pero.
Yeah,
I hate him
me too.
He's lickety.
as a character. What he's done, I just hate everything about him.
Yeah.
Every time he moves his tongue, he says "lick." Like even when he'll say something else, and then it zooms in on his face, and his tongue moves a little bit, and he's like, "Lick."
But no, in the sub, it's Perore.
Yeah.
Like just constantly, it's so annoying.
And he's always saying "lick" and "lickety." It's non-stop, and it's like his tongue has nothing to do with anything.
he licks
it's not
things.
related to his. It's not related to his power. It's not related to anything.
He
It's just-
makes
It's-
like candy
like a
lollipops,
lollipop.
so he's licking lollipops. So I guess
Yeah,
it's
but he doesn't-
related.
He doesn't lick the candy. He literally holds out his hand, and it just like appears in
It
his
is.
hand. And then
He does
shakes
lick
her.
it though. It's hard candy.
Yeah, it's hard candy. You gotta lick it. But he's stupid.
Yeah. And
I don't even know.
Big Mom should have killed him because she said that if you're lying and the Straw Hats don't have the cake on their ship, I'll kill you. And then she didn't do it.
Well,
You know, I
well,
thought-
she never found out because they escaped.
Well, she was also in a craze, so she probably doesn't remember everything that was happening.
Maybe,
Well-
but I thought that was going to be. I was hoping that was going to be his demise after Pedro failed to kill him. You know, I thought we were going to get a satisfying end to his character, but then we didn't.
Yeah, that was ridiculous when Pedro's bomb went off and he was right there at point blank, and all he did was lose an arm. That was so stupid. I'm like, Pedro's body was
That was a nuke.
Yeah,
it was a nuke. Pedro's body was disintegrated, and he was right on top of it. He was just as close to it as Pedro was, and he loses only an arm. That's stupid.
he should have at least lost his legs.
He'd be dead. He'd be disintegrated.
Oh, I know he'd be disintegrated, but I'm saying his legs were closer to it than his arm was.
Yeah, that is true. And I think the whole thing with him lying, like I said, it's like Big Mom was going crazy, and he was talking to himself. He's like, "Oh, if she sinks the ship, that'll be perfect because then she'll never see it. She won't know that it wasn't there."
Yeah.
And then Jinbei like veered it into a wave and rode inside the wave, so she never got on the ship. She never actually saw it, so she just assumed they took it.
She was on the ship, though.
She did get on the ship. Chopper attacked him. That's
I
what
know.
Chopper did.
Yeah.
He went full. He went big form and attacked Big Mom.
Yeah,
That was something he did.
Well,
Yeah.
she got on it, but she didn't get to like poke around in all the rooms or anything, did she? Didn't
Oh
she just
no,
like
she
break
couldn't fit.
But yeah, that's the thing. She just broke like part of the outside. So I think as far as she knew it was on the ship, she just didn't get to find it before getting knocked off.
That's true.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, she would have killed Perospero, which I wish she did because he's really annoying.
Yeah. This woman, I don't know.
I have no
who
idea.
she is. Whoops.
F for forgot.
Above Pero.
Above Perospero.
Genie
Okay.
guy.
Genie guy. All he did was.
Genie guy, all he did was just rub his belly. And make
Yeah.
Wasn't he? Isn't he one of the sweet generals, or he's like one of the
Yes.
upper guys?
I think he's a sweet
no,
general.
no, he's not.
He's not.
No, the sweet
No.
generals were Smoothie, Cracker, and Katakuri, right? It was only
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
Perospero in that one?
No.
wait.
No, he wasn't.
No, the oven was one, right?
No, I don't think so. I
don't
think
remember.
Smoothie was the third one.
I want to say Smoothie was. She was one of them.
Yeah.
Daifuku.
This-
That was the guy's name. I just remembered. Daifuku.
This guy?
His name is Daifuku.
Well, that's impressive. I never would have known.
You
It's
remember
impressive how
that?
he's- Yeah, it's impressive how he's going into D tier for Daifuku.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are only 3 sweet generals, and we got them right. Cracker, Katakuri, and Smoothie.
And
Nice.
what are the other ones ranked?
I
as?
would have thought that Oven, because to me, Oven did more and was a stronger character than
He was
Smoothie.
way- He was.
He
way
is.
strong.
He
was
did way
stronger
more.
than Cracker. He was stronger than Cracker too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I felt like he was too.
Yeah.
And he went up. He went toe to toe with Sanji. Now
Right.
he did kind of get bodied by Sanji, to be honest.
Oh, he did, but he was
Yeah.
boiling. He was boiling the ocean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is for the ocean to change even 1 degree? Do you know how hard?
and his
it is to change all
his
of that
his
water? He
power is
boiled-
literally just heat.
And he boiled the ocean. Do you know how hard that is?
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
That's great. Like that, I think that part gets really overlooked. It's like, like the swimming pool in the neighborhood and all. Like you'll have the sun beating down on it when it's like 100 degrees outside, and it takes until like 4 in the afternoon for it to hit like 70 something degrees in just a neighborhood swimming pool. He boiled the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he's strong. He's way stronger than Smoothie for sure, and Cracker too.
Personally, I'd be fine with him in A tier. Honestly, he was a good villain. He was really strong. I wish he would have been one of the, big fights.
Yeah.
Right.
I felt like he should have gotten an actual fight. Sanji didn't get an actual fight though, did he? That
No,
should have been
he
that
really
should have
didn't.
been his actual fight to me.
I think his thing against Luffy was supposed to be his actual fight. It was just him beating on Luffy.
Yeah. That wasn't a fight though.
that wasn't a fight.
Cream guy.
Okay, thinking about it, just look at look at it. I know the 3 brothers are right there, but is that guy related?
They're all
Because
related.
they're all related, so it's 4 brothers. That guy just has like a
No, I mean everyone on the tier list is related pretty much.
no. I just meant like
he's talking
those
about
are
the
like
next 3.
triplets.
Oh,
the next 3.
yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know.
That guy's head looks the same
Probably.
as the other 3. They're like triplets or
Yeah.
quadruplets or whatever.
He probably
I say
is.
put him. Pero, I think belongs at the very bottom
Mhm.
of the tier list, but I think that guy belongs right there next to him.
Yeah, Sweet Cream was annoying.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, he stood in front of the book jail.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Now the actual triplets, I would put them above F tier
Yeah.
because they actually were part of the big army fight.
Yeah, and they
And
did.
they were
They did beat on Luffy pretty good.
Yeah,
They did
were
more-
actually clashing.
They did more than the people in D tier, to be honest.
Oh yeah. I'd say put one of them got bodied instantly, right?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one.
Yeah, did Luffy body one of them? That made the other two mad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they started actually clashing.
Right.
Yeah, Luffy was already tired at that point, so he's getting beat on because he hadn't eaten either. And Luffy's metabolism is ridiculous because like he stops eating for like 2 hours and he almost withered away.
Yeah.
Whoever
Yeah.
this clown is.
That's
This
the book guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the guy that put him in the book jail. That's his power. His
Yeah.
book.
He put them in the book, and then when they were all running around trying to escape, he was at like the command center or whatever.
Yeah, and he knew Pero was lying, or no, the sweet cream guy. He knew the sweet cream guy was lying, but he didn't just out him.
Yeah.
He was a little bit of a G in that regard of like
Yeah.
he knew that if they messed up they'd get killed, and he didn't like outright lie, but he didn't out them for lying. He just tried to ignore it.
Right. I don't know. I think B tier's fine.
I liked him more than all the people below him.
Yeah.
Who's this baddie?
She's one of Big Mom's kids. She-
Aren't they all?
She was a long arm person, I think.
Long arm with a bunch of like double elbow.
Yeah.
Ugh, I
Okay,
hate long arm people.
I'd say just throw in
Yeah.
D or F.
all long arm people are always
All right.
really annoying.
The triplet in the middle was the one that instantly got bodied. So I'd throw him at the top of D tier because
Okay.
he belongs with them because he still did more than the other ones, but he was the one that instantly got destroyed.
Okay.
And there's this random.
I remember her, but I don't know who she is.
I remember her
Same.
too. I feel like there was just like one big fight. Like maybe it was the actual wedding. There was like a big fight, and she like did one attack or something.
Yeah, that sounds right.
She was around a lot. Like a lot of the Charlotte kids were around on camera a lot. Most of them did almost nothing.
She was one of the better looking ones. I definitely remember her, but other than that, I don't know.
That's
I
true.
think she had like butterfly wings or something. I don't know.
She is a bad.
Maybe. Now we
This
got-
one I definitely remember the most.
Yeah.
Out of all the ones that did nothing, she cut the tree in half.
Well,
like
she
Cameron
did
said
something
earlier.
though.
Yeah, she did
Yeah.
more than everyone else.
Yeah.
And she ripped Nami's shirt and got the
Oh yeah.
Viva
She ripped
card.
her shirt.
Oh, she was a real one for that.
Yes, B. Put her,
A.
put her top of B. Top of B.
Okay.
She ripped Nami's shirt. A.
She didn't do as much as those two in A, though. I don't
True.
think she belongs to be next to them. Who is that?
Oh, I don't know.
F for forgot.
Get her out of here.
Yeah. All right, now we got the samurai.
Kinemon.
Kinemon.
Only saw him in Zoe.
He was in Zoe. Reunited with the ninja.
Rhizome.
Yeah.
The reveal though when he showed his back.
Definitely a cool
Yeah.
moment with them and the minks.
Yeah.
Suzuki. Honestly, I think that deserves at least A tier. That because the whole time they were in Zoe, I was like, this just feels pointless. And then when they made all those reveals, it all just came together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have like this whole really cool story going on underneath. It's like all you have that whole thing happening, and it's like, oh, Zoe doesn't feel pointless anymore. Like now, it's like their whole point of being here actually makes sense. Like Zoe was when it kind of finally started putting together why they're important.
And Zoe was also
Yeah.
important because they did have a road poneglyph.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So personally, I feel like all the ninja at least like deserve A tier just because Zoe finally made some use of them.
Yeah.
Because you know Punk Hazard and Dressrosa, I was just like, why are these people here? I'm like,
Yeah.
they're just kind of here, and then Zoe finally made it make sense.
Yeah.
I see Cameron already
It's all
decided the
coming
others'
together.
ranks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they all deserve to be together, right?
What did Conjuro do?
He made the thing that let them even climb the elephant. They would have never got up there without him.
The dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, with a Ryunosuke, I think is what he
Ryunosuke, yeah.
called. Yeah, then
Robin cried for him.
Robin it was like go Ryunosuke. I was struggling to get up the elephant.
Yep.
Momonosuke.
He's
I hate Momonosuke so much, dude.
He's better than Paris Sparrow.
And he's better than the girl.
Yeah.
Hey, just put him top of F. Top of F.
Yeah, top of F, I guess.
He at least has the voice of all things. He
that
commanded
are
Zunisha
important.
to do something to take out Jack and all their. He did something.
He
Just
did,
go
but he
back
did it in the worst way possible.
Yeah, he just cried.
He cried
Yeah.
and had somebody else do it for him. The
Yeah.
As he does.
As he does. Duke Dogstorm.
Yeah.
Dogstorm.
Yes.
Okay.
S.
Duke Dogstorm.
Just from the little bit in the. Well, I guess.
he lost
to
a
me,
leg
I think-
protecting Rizo
Well,
from Jack.
Yeah.
Like he stood up to Jack, lost a leg, thought he was gonna die. The dude was pretty strong too.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
that bond between the minks and the samurai, dude, that was powerful stuff.
Oh yeah, I think him and Cat Viper both deserve S for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
They were-
true.
Yeah.
Just for their what they did in Zoe, they get above
they-
the samurai.
Yeah.
Brulee.
Okay. I think at least now as a character, not very interesting, but
Uh-huh.
as a part of Whole Cake Island, she was probably one of the most important parts
Just
True.
because, of the
because
mirror.
none of it would have happened as it did without her.
Right.
You know, the whole fight in the mirror dimension, them being able to orchestrate the whole raid and stuff. You know, I'd say she at least belongs in A or B.
Yeah. I was thinking A. Because, yeah, I mean, like you said, them in the mirror dimension, and then also the fact that Luffy was able to come out of that other mirror and escape in the first place. You know.
Like I understand she was important for that, but the whole thing is that her character felt like the only reason it existed was to just be the mirror thing for other people to escape and go through. It's like there wasn't really anything to her character itself other than it's like, oh, that's just the
Well.
mirror girl that they get to use as an escape. That's it.
She's
Well-
the only one that knows Katakuri's secret.
Yeah.
That's true.
There's that moment when her and Katakuri were both kids, you know, and she got that big scar on her face, and then Katakuri, you know,
Guilty.
he whooped their butts.
That is true, and she's the only one who didn't judge him for how he looked or anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That-
She still respects him for a different reason.
right. She knows
Everyone
him
else just
before he
respects
was.
him. Yeah.
before
Everyone
he
respects him
became
because
the
he's
Chad.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they got that special brother sister relationship that none of the rest of them do.
That is true. That's true.
This guy, I feel like I remember fire and then getting bodied by Germa.
Yes, he was one of the ones who was trying to take over the Germa fleet after the wedding. I remember that. What did he do? I don't know.
D or F. He was fine.
Yeah,
Same with the other guy. He was the same thing, right?
yeah.
I don't remember the pumpkin guy. I remember the face, but I don't remember if he did anything.
Same.
Drag him to the bottom.
Yeah, I can't remember what he did either.
And just like that one, I remember the night, but I
Yeah, I couldn't tell you anything that he did.
no. I think that was a chick.
Okay, well, I
It
couldn't
was
tell
like
you
a-
anything
it was-
she did.
It was like a younger girl,
Okay,
but it was like she had puffy blonde hair and a knight helmet. I don't remember anything about that.
right.
Oh yes,
I got pudding. And
pudding.
there's much to unpack here. So,
Or,
personally, I almost made a video right after the episode where she revealed that she was leading Sanji on, and he's standing outside in the rain, trying to light up his cigarette, and he couldn't.
Oh,
The rain kept putting it out. I was like, dude, Sanji is so real for this one. He's going through it as only a gamer could. But, turns out there was a lot more to the story.
Did you ever see the picture of him crying before that episode? 'Cause I've seen it. I saw it in memes before I ever got that far.
I don't think so.
And that was a. In terms of the show and the story, that was a great moment. Sucked for Sanji, but in terms of One Piece, it was a really, really good moment. One of the iconic scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he makes her fall in love anyways.
Yep.
I'd say for Pudding. Personally, I think above.
She has a lot of potential.
I think above Brulee.
I think of most of the character, or of all the characters on Big Mom's crew, she definitely has the most potential out of all of them to be an important character.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when they were talking, after she captured Brooke, they briefly talked about her awakening, her third eye power?
Yeah.
I remember. No, I don't.
So they talk about her awakening the third eye ability, and that would awaken like some voice of all things power. Basically, if she awakens the third eye, she's only a half breed because she's half Big Mom. But if she awakens it, she has the ability to read the poneglyphs.
Okay.
So as a character in One Piece, she has probably one of the most important. She could be probably one of the most important characters.
Yeah, being able to read poneglyphs is it's a very, very sought after skill.
Yeah, because only Robin knows how to do it.
Right. She's the only person in the world, right?
Yeah. Until she awakens her third eye that we know of right now. Yeah. So as far as importance, Pudding could be, Big Mom's the only one that knows it. And before they really get into too much detail, they stop talking about it because she sees Brooke and she doesn't want to talk about it. She sees Brooke in Big Mom's hand and she's like, yeah, let's not talk about this here. But she hasn't awakened it yet. But as far as potential, she could potentially awaken it and be able to, read the poneglyphs now.
Now, I'm not sure if it was supposed to be a big reveal or not when they showed that she had a third eye, but I'm almost positive they've shown that before. Like that Pudding had a third eye, when they reveal that. I don't know if that was supposed to be a big reveal or what, but I'm almost positive I've seen that before, like in the show, before that point.
Maybe. I don't know if it's that specific race. I think it's the specific race that she is.
I think it was
what makes her special. I don't know. I don't remember a third eye character.
I mean, no, I'm talking about Pudding herself, because I'm pretty sure it was like, I want to say it was like during Fishman Island or maybe right after it. They showed Pudding sitting there and it had her third eye out, I don't know.
I believe the first time it showed her third eye was when she was talking to the pink chick. I don't remember her name, like Riju or something.
Sanji's sister.
Sanji's sister.
Yeah, Sanji's sister.
Yeah.
That was the first time I remember ever seeing it.
Yeah,
Well-
that was supposed to be. It was like a big reveal thing. I never showed it beforehand.
Okay,
I
that's-
remember.
Well, that's crazy, because I somehow knew that she had a third eye. Maybe
Because they
maybe I saw
talked
it.
about it.
I think they talked about it. Yeah,
They like I said, they talked about it when they were when they captured Brooke, when Big
Yeah,
Mom
'cause-
captured Brooke.
Big Mom was, yeah, she was like, oh, when your third eye awakens, whatever. And then when she was sitting there, I think she was talking to somebody, she brushed her hair. And
It's
she
the
was-
whole
she was like, my
reason-
third eye. She's like, my third eye's been here.
Yeah, it's the whole reason why Big Mom favors Pudding over like all the siblings.
Yeah.
It's
And-
because she has the most potential.
Yeah, because when she talks about, okay, yeah, no, Big Mom does know that she has the third eye. Yeah, because the third eye's ability, like she's always talking about her third eye ability thing, whatever, and then it just actually shows it when she's talking to, or when she's attacking Riju in the hallway.
She has the third eye, but she hasn't awakened the ability that the third eye can use, which
Yeah.
is the voice of all things.
Big Mom did mention it though before it showed it. Like she mentioned it to like about Pudding specifically, so it
Yes.
wasn't like a shock that she had one. But
But
Okay.
she's got a lot of potential. She didn't do like a crazy amount, besides betrayal and falling in love with Sanji.
Yeah.
great character though. I think top A is a good spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the chef.
The chef.
He did one thing. I'd put him in F.
F.
I don't know, dude. He
Kinda
turned the entire castle into cake, so it didn't absolutely destroy everything.
Yeah.
Well, it's
And he's the
'cause-
number one baker in Big Mom's crew because he
Yeah.
cooks all the food for her.
Well, he's the one who discovered Big Mom in the first place.
Yeah,
all right.
I think he's a D or C at least because
Yeah.
the dude did a lot more than everyone in the D category.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
but-
was thinking.
him
For
turning
such
the
a character with not much time, he did a lot.
Yeah.
cake- him turning the castle into cake thing. That was a. I mean, it was just a devil fruit ability. Like I think he had that knife or whatever. When he cut something,
Yeah.
he would just turn it into food. So all he did was just put his knife on it and just jump down and slide. And
Yeah, but it would have caused a lot more damage if it wasn't for him.
fair enough. Fair enough. I'll concede to. Honestly, he just for bringing Big Mom in alone. Even though I still hate Big Mom.
Yeah,
All right.
no, I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I hate Big Mom.
Or,
Same.
Baron something.
The egg guy.
Baron Tomoko or something like that.
An eye
That
for an
sounds
eye.
Yep.
Is he was a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of weird. Didn't he transform like what 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 times.
He had a decent fight with shoot, what's his
Pedro.
Pedro.
Pedro. He had a good fight with Pedro, and he had history with him.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the eye for the eye thing. I was wondering why him and Pedro had a lot, like what happened specifically. So it was cool that there was an enemy on Big Mom's crew that somebody had already beefed with before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said,
I said B.
I don't know.
Okay.
He's better than some of those people. on
I
B.
feel like he was equal to the people on B as far as feats. Probably top of B would
Yeah.
be fine. I don't feel like he had the weight like Brulé or whatever.
True.
Right.
Peckamus, I didn't care for him.
Yeah. He didn't do that much, really.
No, he just kind of
Cried
he was
and-
kind of there.
Yeah.
cried and got hurt.
Yeah, he got shit
Yeah.
on.
Skill issue.
Well, no,
So
at the
did
very
you-
end, he did
He go
transform
make-
into his, whatever they call it.
Too long.
Sulong, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bottom of B is fine.
Yeah.
This guy was
Alright.
weird.
This-
I vaguely remember him.
Yeah. He was the one whose head was like boing.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. Oh, he was so annoying too.
Really? I thought he was funny.
he was annoying. I agree.
No, he was
Carl
funny.
was annoying.
Come on. The boing.
No,
That was
C.
funny.
If you're gonna put him high, put him in C or D. That was all he had. He was funny. I don't.
Yeah,
even
but
remember
that was funny, man.
this.
Better than anybody in D.
I disagree, though. I mean, look at who's in D. Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but none of them were
think-
funny.
He would just try to hypniptize people. He'd be like,
Let's put him at top of D below the guy who got bodied.
Below?
Alright.
Why?
Fine, just leave him where he's at.
He was
Right.
annoying. I hated him.
We got the train guy.
I don't even remember him until you mentioned him, but I don't even remember what he did.
He was just a train.
World,
Choo choo.
Yeah.
in the mirror world, he got taken over by like Chopper and them, and they forced him to run them around so they could find the right mirror. That's pretty much all he did, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw him an F.
Above Paris Sparrow.
Above those two, yeah. Those
Yeah.
two belong at the bottom. Little bit.
Yeah. We got the eggplant guy. I liked eggplant guy.
He didn't do anything.
I know, but still.
Wasn't he
Put him
just-
with your other funny guy, D.
Okay, I like this guy
Just
better.
You did?
Yeah. Eggplant guy, yeah.
Wasn't he a guard for Sanji's room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just stood there. Boing.
And then when Sanji left, he just slept in his bed.
There's the rabbit guy.
Yeah.
I don't even remember him. I remember there being a rabbit now
Yeah.
when you mention him, but I
He
don't
was-
even remember him.
He was in the forest.
I remember the forest more than I remember him.
He just
Same.
came running after. He came running after them like at the start because they didn't know who the straw they didn't know who the Straw Hats were or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was something like that. I didn't care about him. He was just kind of there.
Yeah. All
The
right.
tree.
Now we got
What's that?
the forest.
The homies.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of funny that they were called the homies.
Okay,
But
yeah,
other than that,
that part was funny, but the forest kept shifting around and drug out for multiple episodes just because it kept moving.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was the main reason. I didn't even know they were called the homies, but that's the main reason I didn't like the whole forest part. That was like to me the worst part of Whole Cake Island because
Yeah,
it dragged.
Yeah.
It dragged.
So
It did.
long. It just they're like, oh, let's run this way. Oh, it keeps moving. It's like, yeah, we established this like 12 episodes ago. The forest is alive and moves, and they were still falling for it.
Yeah.
I'd say F tier with the rest of the idiots.
Yeah. And to me, I mean, I know it's pointless to apply logic to One Piece, but could Carrot not just jump above the trees and see where they were?
I'm pretty sure that's what one of them ended up doing.
I think that's what they should have done the whole time.
That's that's what I'm saying.
Luffy could do that and jump high enough.
Yeah, Luffy could have done it. Carrot could have done it.
Could've
Chopper
launched
could have done
himself.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them thought about it after like 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the tree. Okay, I know you guys were watching a sub. In dub, the tree was German.
That's cool.
The tree was German. He was like whenever he talked about his tree girlfriend, he kept calling her. It was like my. He was like tree Fraulein. He had a very thick German accent.
That's funny.
That alone, I think, earned B.
I like the tree.
I thought he was funny
Yeah.
because he ended up being a slave to Nami, just like most things end up doing.
Right.
And it was hilarious.
And then he ended up just getting cut in half.
Yeah, when he was, and all he wanted to do was be with his fiancée.
Yeah.
I don't know what they said in sub, but in dub, the lady tree was his fiancée.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let's throw it back real quick. The funny guy from D, should he go to B for boy?
No.
No.
No. No. I think C.
See? Come on.
C for cedar.
Look,
I would put
I don't know. Dude,
I would
look
put
at
the
the
tree
characters.
I would put the tree above the woman who cut him in half.
Well, the woman who cut him in half, and then gave the Nami thing. Remember? Ripped her shirt open.
Oh yeah, that's true. The
Yeah.
ripping the shirt open that puts her over the top.
Thinking B
And got
for
the
Balsa
card out of her shirt.
Yeah.
Alright, who is this?
This
He
is
wrote
the angel
Rouge.
guy. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
don't. He's not in it, but they talk about him. He took out a sweet general before Whole Cake Island, and then they sent Cracker and a whole army to kick his ass.
Yeah.
Eh.
He's a strong character. He's one of the worst generations, but besides
I
that, we
know,
don't get a
but-
whole lot.
He's
Yeah.
never been around.
He's to me one of the least interesting of
Wait.
the worst generation.
Wait, hold up.
What?
We're counting right after Dressrosa, right?
Sure.
We also got the Kaido suicide scene. He was in that.
Well, no, because we talked about that in the last tier list.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
What did we rate him in the last one?
I don't remember.
Probably low.
I'm
Probably.
due for him, honestly.
Yeah.
He's-
He's to me one of the least interesting of the worst generation.
I would say he is. He is the least interesting out of the worst generation guys.
I
Yeah.
wonder if they're ever gonna actually like make him an integral part of any of the stories, or if he's just gonna be quote unquote one of the worst generation. Kind of like how.
So my thought, he's part of the Sky Island people, one of those other separate precincts or islands, whatever. I think if they're ever planning on bringing like NL back, then I think that they will. I think he would be a big part in that potentially.
It'd be so good to bring him back. The only reason Luffy beat him is because Luffy was rubber. That was it.
Yeah.
I think if they're gonna bring him back, that's the way to do it. Is bring NL back too, or to bring a Rouge into like where he actually does stuff is to bring NL back because it has something to do with him. Because of Sky Island, he's one of
Right.
the other tribes.
And Enel was like never really on, the surface. He was always in the clouds, so there's no telling how powerful he would be on the surface.
Oh, he went to the moon.
Oh yeah, I remember in the
Yeah.
book. In
Yeah.
one of the-
In the manga, there was like the side story, beginning of the chapters or whatever. He has an army now
on the moon.
on the moon.
Yeah.
Yeah, he I know he's not even in this tier list, but it's like he was literally unbeatable in the sky. Like nobody could match him, and nobody on the surface knew who he was. So I'm just wondering how strong he would have been against everybody else on the surface.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he already had a future sight.
No, like in the sky, they literally thought he was a god. He was so strong.
Yeah.
He was he was untouchable. They thought he was an actual god.
Yeah, he had advanced observation hockey, so he was already observation hockey wise. He was on par with Katakuri.
Yeah.
Now, straight like actual like armament hockey or any other hockey, he probably didn't know it very well because he couldn't do anything to Luffy. If
Right.
he knew armament hockey, he would be able to beat Luffy,
Well,
but he couldn't.
I thought armament hockey only worked against Logia types, and that's why Luffy couldn't beat Katakuri because he was.
Well, it's
'cause he
just like
wasn't a Logia.
Well, no, people been
no one could hurt Luffy because he's rubber, but
Right.
they can hurt him with hockey.
when they do the hockey, it's like whenever Garp hit him like pre-time skip and it hurt and
Yeah.
If
So
it's
NL
like,
would have if NL knew about it, he would have been able to hurt Luffy, and he wasn't able to hurt Luffy. Besides doing all the extra shit that he did, because he was he had a type advantage.
Yeah, 'cause
Right.
somebody punched Luffy at one part and he like coughed up blood or something or her, and everybody was like shocked. They were like, "Wait, he's rubber. How did that hurt him?"
Yeah, that was Garp.
Was it Garp that did it? I thought
Yeah.
say I thought it was later, like in an actual fight, like towards the very
Well-
end. Somebody.
It was either Garp or if you're talking about
right before the time
Smoker.
Well, Smoker had that.
Seastone's
Yeah.
sword. Yeah.
Well, I don't think that's true though. Luffy has been hurt by punches before. He got hurt by Lucci. Lucci wasn't using hockey.
Oh, yeah, Lucci. They were all hockey users.
Yeah, the whole like
You just didn't know about it.
Yeah, everything they were doing was
Iron Bodies is just hockey.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of that stuff. I was trying to remember who it was. I know somebody pre-time skip. It was during a fight. He got hit, and it actually hurt him. And then everybody was shocked. It wasn't a Garp thing. It was like an actual moment. People got shocked, and it's like, wait, how did that hurt him? And then I think that's when it first hinted, like started like going towards explaining hockey.
Okay.
or when it was like revealing that hockey's a thing or something.
We're pretty off topic right now, I think.
Yeah, we are.
Very off topic. All right, who's this dude?
Morgan's.
Morgan's.
S. S tier.
Just from Whole Cake Island.
S tier.
Why?
Dude is a G. He's a
No, just Whole Cake Island, Carter.
yeah S tier.
Just in Whole Cake Island, he didn't do much. Well, he claimed Luffy to be a Yonko.
Yeah, he called Luffy,
Yeah, he
Luffy the
pissed-
fifth emperor.
He pissed off the world government and slightly shifted the power balance just by calling him the fifth emperor and pissing off a lot of people just because.
He is one of my
That was pretty cool.
one of the more interesting characters. I really like him.
Nah, I guess
Yeah.
for a whole cake, I guess A tier.
Okay.
Yeah, A tier is fine.
So now we got this woman from CP0. The cropping on the picture we put in, that was not intentional, but I'm not complaining.
I was actually going to ask what they talked about with her because I didn't remember if they talked about her being a Cypherpole agent or not.
Yeah, she's CP0. We know that.
Yeah. Other than that, I think doesn't she kill someone in Whole Cake?
Yeah. She killed. Who did she kill? She killed.
She killed one of the other guests or somebody. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Some no name.
Right. Somebody else who was trying to get the tomate box.
The tomate box?
Yeah, the thing that blew up.
That they sent to or that they took Neptune sent or somebody sent as like a peace offering and they forgot to send a fake one and they were like, oh crap.
Yeah, the guy was wearing all black, right?
I don't
Something
know.
like that. I feel like it was. I don't remember exactly. But yeah. I don't know. I don't think she was as big of a character in Whole Cake as Morgan's.
Yeah. I was thinking B for boobs.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Big honkers.
Yeah.
Those calcium cannons are loaded, man.
Yeah. All right, now we got Beji.
The second least interesting character in the Worst Generation. Behind a Rouge.
Well, he's done more than.
Yeah, he's
most of
done a
them.
lot. He did a lot in this arc. So I mean, obviously he's going to be rated higher, but I don't really care about him.
Yeah, he feels like I don't know. One Piece feels like what would you say time frame wise, like 1700s in terms of like a lot of technology they have.
I
don't know. It
ain't the same world, so I couldn't tell you.
I know it's not the same world. It's like you have all these people who it's like pirates. It's like from that, that general time period, and then you just have this dude who's like New York City mobster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he feels really out of place, and
he's a castle.
Yeah, he's a castle, and it's like it's cool, but it's stupid at the same time, and
it works. His power works very well for him.
It does, but it's cool, but it's stupid at the same time, and it's like his whole thing is like, oh, I used to be a mobster, and then I married one of Big Mom's kids, and I really hate the Worst Generation that just like hop out and it's like, oh, I just sided with this emperor because I was like they just like side with emperors or pirates, whatever, because they're just scared.
Well, his whole intention was always to kill her. He wasn't actually siding with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't have.
He just ended up falling in love with his daughter, who also wanted to kill her.
Yeah.
He didn't have balls like Luffy, who's just like, nah, I hate you, I'm coming for you. That was it. Just
I'm gonna kick your ass since Fishman Island.
Yeah. Well, nobody has balls like Luffy.
Yeah, he's got the family jewels. He's got.
What do you think about him, Cameron?
I thought he was a good character.
A B from Deji.
No way. He's got to be higher than that.
I don't think he belongs in S though. I don't know. They had the cool scene with the gangsters.
Yeah.
This devil fruit is useful. I can see why he is a powerful captain.
Yeah.
They did give Luffy a cool suit.
Yeah,
They did give him
he
and the
let all
hat.
the Straw Hats dress up all cool. You know, usually you only see that in like a movie. But
Caesar. I have Caesar.
I don't want to talk about Caesar.
Yeah, you're right. Shut up.
Wait, what was his gangster name? He had a gangster name.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Gastiano.
Gastio or something like that.
Yeah.
He gave
I
him,
think it was Gastiano or Gastio, something like that.
yeah, and he gave him something like a pompadour and all that. He was really buying into the gangster.
And Luffy's like, "Who are you?"
He was eating it up. He was really enjoying the gangster thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, was it Luffy or like weren't there some people who were playing along with him and somebody else was like, "Hey, you're still an enemy." I thought somebody was playing along with him. With the
It was Gastino.
It was probably
Gastino.
Chopper.
Gangster Gastino.
Okay.
I don't know. You can put him in A if you want. I didn't care for him. The other chick, put her in F. She just happened to be twin sisters with the chick from Thriller Bark, and
She married Pesci.
married Veggie.
She was pretty
all she
annoying.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's better than Momonosuke though.
Yeah.
F for fugly.
I disagree.
You disagree? You like Momonosuke better?
Momonosuke did a lot more.
He did not do more. All he
The
did
one
was
thing he did.
he
was
did one
the
thing.
He did. He told Zunisha to kill the entire squad. Jack.
But that's so easy, and it took
know.
him so long to do it.
But no one else could have done it.
It was more than that girl did, but well, no, the girl did make the
No.
cake to take mom away.
I don't remember anything she did. I forgot she made the cake.
She made the
Yeah, she made
cake. She led
I'll say
Big
Miss
Mom
Knight.
away from the Straw Hats.
She was the only one that could have helped Sanji make that cake.
These next two guys are gangsters, both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
F.
Put that guy. I'd say put that guy like with the other dude with the long tongue. Put him with Perospero, because they both have really long tongues.
He bit his tongue, didn't he?
Something like that.
Think so.
I don't even. I
Yeah, the
don't
bottom
remember.
two stay the bottom two. Gangster guy, other gangster guy. Did he do anything noteworthy?
No, I don't think
even
so.
remember.
Put him with the rest of
He
them.
was one of the guys with the bazookas, but you know
I thought he had
Fish.
that was
Fishman.
that was
Jack.
Veggie's plan anyway. Fishman Jack. Yeah, I was always
Honestly,
wondering.
I was surprised he was a fish man.
Yeah,
Yeah, when it knocked him into the ocean, I was like, oh, they actually killed a character, and then he had like the fish teeth and all the fish features. And I was like, you got to be kidding me! I was like, of course.
Yeah,
yeah.
he just chilled at the bottom of the ocean till Kaido came and got him.
I thought that was so stupid. It's like every time they do something, it's like, oh, this character's fun. Like this character's gonna die. Are you telling me that Oda's actually gonna kill somebody? And then it's like, no.
yeah.
Well, he should have died, dude. He got.
He's a
whacked
terrible
by that-
person.
He's
Yeah,
a
he
terrible
should-
person, but he beat up on everybody in Zoe. I mean, those are powerful dudes, you know. The Minks, they're all
Dude,
they're
he
all
fought him for
powerful,
what?
especially the Dukes. And Jack
He
just
fought him
wiped
for
the
what,
floor
3
with
days
him.
straight
Yeah,
before he gassed him?
yeah,
Yeah, he had.
He gassed
had to
him.
gas
Yeah.
and-
Yeah, dude. I mean, hell, he was fighting him for 3 days straight.
yeah. But
They're strong dudes,
No,
and he
now
was fighting
KG
both of
and
them back to
Akainu
back.
for-
I know they're strong
KG and
dudes.
Akainu went for 10 days.
Hmm?
What?
Listen, remember Punk Hazard? When I talked about Aokiji and Akainu, how they fought for 10 days?
Yeah,
Yeah, but those are
Jack is not on their level, but the
they're admirals.
Dogstorm and Cat Viper, they're up there.
Yeah, those are some
And
real.
he went toe to toe with them, and they rested. He didn't
Yeah.
rest for 3 days.
That's true.
So I mean, gas them. To be honest, that is a logical thing to do.
Yeah,
I'd say put him above Usopp C.
yeah,
It is, but
That's
it's
fair.
almost like it's like, oh, we're losing the war. Here, just drop the the nuclear option. It's like that'll work to nuke the place.
War crimes.
well, it did work though.
It did.
I mean, yeah, but Zanusha,
Yeah,
it's just a giant
It's-
elephant that they live on. And it slapped a boat after saying for multiple episodes, "Tell me what to do."
I'm not a fan of him having to wait for commands.
yeah. I was. They never said why, did they? Why?
They
No,
did. It
no.
was because it was his punishment for
Yes.
some crime he did, and
Right.
he was
Committed.
like walk with them with the city on his back for either the rest of his life or for like 1,000 years or something. I don't know. It was something like that. So he's essentially serving his community service.
Right.
And the dude is massive.
Oh yeah.
Like his legs are abnormally long.
I wonder if
Right.
he would one
For them to be at the bottom of the ocean and he still sticks up as high as he does. He's got some long legs.
Yeah, it makes me wonder how much damage he would do to Kaido if he just slapped him with his trunk, you know? Like how he instantly took out Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And after seeing Kaido skydive from like 20,000 feet face first into a rock and then just stand right back up.
I'd say put him in C, bottom of C. We need to, even the stat up a little bit.
Yeah.
That was a really funny scene with Kaido just skydiving into the dirt. And they're like, "Oh, we gotta take down Kaido." And he comes.
But dude, what a badass intro! They're talking about how they could not kill this guy. This guy just jumps off a sky island to commit suicide, and is just like, "Well, I didn't die again."
Yeah.
They said he was captured how many times?
Who?
Kaido.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think he was ever captured, was he?
He was because he was sent into execution.
I don't know.
It probably
And
was. I'm sure.
They sent him like execution to spear him.
I'm sure it said it when it first introduced him. When he went
Apparently, he's been captured 18 times. Hell.
He just goes with them. They try to kill him. Doesn't work. He leaves.
No, he leaves. He just says, "All right, I'm going home."
Yeah.
Bell monkey.
Well, Carter, you're the one who wanted to talk about this thing, so go ahead.
Yeah, Carter, go ahead and talk.
Well, he would cry and piss his pants and scream, kind of like Momonosuke, and Nami and Usopp. He's just one of the characters who doesn't do anything but cry and scream, and he just slammed the shit out of that bell over and over. So, yeah, D for Bell Monkey.
And put him right below Momonosuke. I don't even remember him.
I think F tier 1 above Momonosuke.
Oh, you think the ringing the bell does more than what Momonosuke did?
Yes. It's like ringing the bell in Minecraft to send the villagers back to their house.
Okay.
What was this guy's name? This next guy?
I don't remember. He was
He
the
was
one.
one of them. He was a musketeer.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
the
he
one that was really loud.
I don't have an opinion on him.
Me
D for
neither.
loud.
D for dog.
And it's a lion.
He's not a dog.
What did you say? D for what?
D for loud.
Oh. Loud starts with an L. Like lion.
It's silent D. Loud.
Loud.
Duh.
Loud
D.
D lion.
Loud D lion.
Yeah.
Chopper's
Wanda.
future girl.
Wanda the dog.
Yeah.
That's what her name is.
D for dog. She just took Nami's bikini. That was pretty much it.
Yeah, she's just
Well,
doggy baddie.
yeah, and she gave Nami that purple dress, which I was pretty much digging personally.
Honestly,
She was a real one for that.
Maybe C for cat.
Okay. Now we
No,
got
that's right. Yeah, the purple dress. I have to open
Yeah.
it up like that. Yeah.
now we got Carrot,
Hair.
and I just gotta put something on the table right now. Okay.
Okay.
I think One Piece has opened my eyes to the plight of furries. Okay. I mean, I was giving them a hard time, my entire life, but now I could see it.
You get
With
it?
that Sulong form.
Huh?
Is that what did it? The Sulong form?
No, just her.
She's
Oh, yeah.
stacked. So, Carrot's a baddie.
Yeah.
I think either S or SS tier as far as, she did a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean that Sulong form, hers was way better than Peckham's. I mean, she took out an entire fleet on her own.
Oh yeah, she's strong,
Yeah,
and that was like her first time actually controlling it
yeah,
successfully, I guess.
right.
And she went ham.
Yeah. And plus, she's a baddie, so
The
Yeah.
rabbit baddie.
yeah.
The furry baddie.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'd say put her. You want to put her above? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I was gonna say above the dog and cat storm, but that's fine. If you want to put her higher, that's good with me.
Yeah.
She's a
Back
rider.
comes
Pedro.
Pedro. Never mind. I keep forgetting. I get them mixed up name wise, but I know Pedro.
Pedro.
The jihadi.
Yeah, he was a real one, man.
I think he belongs top of S or SS.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good flashback material.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he had a good backstory. It tied it into like the past of Whole Cake Island because he tried to go in there before, an eye for an eye. He traded some of his life to get released or whatever.
Well, most of his life, he traded like 50 years.
Yeah, I was thinking
Yeah,
30.
He was like an 80-year-old man going back there.
Yeah,
I think it was originally she was gonna take like, she's like what 100-something years maybe, and then he ripped his eye
he
out.
stabbed his eye. Yeah,
Yeah.
She's gonna
take
take 100 years, and then he stabbed out his own eye. And she's like, "All right, you've convinced me 50." So yeah, you're right. He was like in his late 70s,
Yeah,
early 80s. Like he didn't have long left.
Yeah.
but he almost took out one of the most annoying characters on this list. Well, the most annoying character on this list.
He should have.
That
He
was-
should have. I hated him.
That
Yeah.
was the stupidest thing. He essentially had a miniature warhead that he hit at point blank range. His body instantly vaporized, and then did Barrows Perro cover himself in candy or anything, or did he just survive? And that was
It didn't show, but he must have. For him to only lose an arm, he must have covered like majority of his body before like the explosion hit him. It just took out his arm.
It had to have or something. There's no way at point blank he just survives like that.
I mean, that's a pretty strong candy.
Yeah, 'cause,
I
like,
know it was showing it was pretty strong, but that's some like really strong candy to be able to survive an explosion like that.
Because I mean, like Kaido's strong, and a lot of One Piece characters they are strong, but it almost always just boils down to hockey.
Yeah,
And it's like if they're not using hockey, then it's like you could stab them, shoot them, whatever. It's usually just hockey. So there's no reason why he should have just walked away from that only missing an arm.
Yeah.
man. Pedro, he had one of the cooler fights with the egg guy.
Yeah.
Cool
Pedro-
backstory.
Pedro was a goat. He was a great character.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And his ultimate purpose of, getting the Straw Hats to achieve their goals, so that they can, so they can go on and Luffy can become the king of the pirates.
Yeah, he already had a goal from the beginning. He figured he was going to die, but he just had to get Luffy to Whole Cake Island because he knew.
He was inspired by Gold Roger himself.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. He sure was. All right, we got a gorilla now.
Yep.
Yeah. One of the other minks.
This gorilla had an afro.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
A for Afro.
No,
No.
he wasn't. He didn't belong. He doesn't belong. I'd say put him next to the other lion-looking dude.
The
He had boxing gloves, right? Afro and boxing gloves.
That sounds right.
That sounds like a throwback to Afro Luffy.
Yeah.
Oh, so above the musketeer.
No, that's better.
Yeah.
Whoa,
6.
Monkey, gorilla, Monkey D. Luffy, gorilla.
Oh, what?
Never mind.
One Piece nothing confirmed.
Black people?
Wait. Judge.
Judge.
German 6.
I feel like all of the Germa guys were very hyped up in the beginning of Whole Cake Island, but very quickly fell
Yeah.
once they got bodied, especially Judge, who
Oh, yeah.
cried.
They cried. Dude. That was,
He cried.
yeah, that was pretty pathetic.
For such a hardcore guy who did nothing but kill like a bunch of people, and all he was just doing war crimes and killing people. When he finally got captured, the first instinct he had was to cry. That was kind of pathetic.
Yeah, it
German
was.
doubles. I mean, he was there to force his kid to marry an emperor's kid to gain power, which is I always hate that. I don't know. It's like whenever people are like, oh, I want more power, so they do that instead of instead of just getting good. It's like they try to take a shortcut.
Mm-hmm.
And all of German Double Six was just so annoying to me. It's like it was obvious, like, oh, it's supposed to be Power Rangers, whatever, and then when they're kids, they're just constantly beating up Sanji. That's like pretty much their whole backstory. Is they just beat up Sanji a bunch.
Yeah.
Because he's the only one who still like has his humanity. He's the only one who didn't have his emotions taken away. And
Right.
I feel like it's like they weren't even using hockey, wasn't it? Didn't they just have their stupid raid suits and then it's like, oh, they're so strong, and all it was just like a Power Ranger suit, and I'm like, they have no reason to be as strong as they are. It's just a stupid Power Ranger suit. That's
Well,
didn't they also have like souped up bodies?
Yes, they are genetically engineered. Their suits are also very powerful. It does mention Germa is one of like the great scientists of the world. You know, he's on par with Vegapunk. He's on par with Caesar. He's one of the like top scientists in the world. You know, he can clone people, right? Isn't that what he's cloning the armies?
Yeah.
So to be honest, he's a science guy. So that's how they're strong is science. But I don't like him.
Right.
Also, Judge's whole thing when he was fighting Sanji, where he just had two of his clones get in front of his attack to kill them, to just distract Sanji a little bit. I'm like, you're killing two of your own men is just a couple second distraction. That's kind of a really stupid tactic. It's like if that's how you fight, how have you won as many battles as you have? That's kind of dumb.
Yes.
Because he has a bunch of clones.
He seemed a lot weaker than he should have been. It seemed like his kids were stronger than him, but
yeah.
Well, he wasn't genetically engineered, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think he always wanted his kids to surpass him.
He should have been stronger for his standing and who he is and everything. He really should have been stronger.
Yeah.
Hockey or something. I mean, come on. We were in the 800s. He should have been doing some kind of hockey stuff. Now they just relied on their Power Ranger suits.
Yeah.
Where do we place him, though?
Right.
It's hard.
C for crappy.
Fair.
Yeah, sure.
Now.
Oh, Luffy's first kiss.
Yeah.
The poison baddie.
Yeah.
Oh, she was
dude.
Baddie.
Oh man, when they were doing their Germa transformations, oh my freaking goodness, dude. That got me feeling some type of way.
The Sailor Moon style transform.
I've never seen it.
Sailor Moon thing where it was like super flashing strobe lights and like her clothes were gone and
yeah.
And the new ones came on. Either she was a baddie. She made out with Luffy to save him.
Yeah.
Helped.
I'd say I'd either put her with the other baddie or A.
I would say A. I mean, she did a lot more. She helped Sanji escape.
Yeah, she saved Luffy before they got to Whole Cake.
Mm-hmm.
She was really useful.
Yeah. Her devil fruit's interesting.
Yeah.
Was
she would have been useful in prison.
The butterfly was the devil fruit? That wasn't just...
It sucked the poison out, right?
Yeah, I know it did, but I didn't...
Something to do with a butterfly.
Or something.
I thought the poison was just part of her suit.
Yeah, I thought that was like part of her...
The poison was her devil fruit. Poison.
I have no...
I don't think any of them had
thought it had something to do with it.
Oh.
It seemed like she did.
Yeah.
Maybe it was just a suit. I thought it was a devil fruit.
I thought it was at first too, and then they were talking about the suit, and like it never really came out again. She just had the wings on the suit, so I think I really think it was just part of her suit. And because they're genetically engineered, maybe they can handle more poison or something. I don't know. It never mentioned devil fruit with her.
Now, I think we should just rate the rest of these three together because
D.
they're all the same to me.
Yeah,
I didn't care for them.
me neither.
I'm just
They're
a bunch of genetically engineered dickheads.
Their whole character was just hating Sanji. That was it. That was the only point in their character. So obviously S tier.
And I think the top two, right? The blue and red haired guy. They had a moment where they were committing war crimes, right?
Well, that's
Against two
based.
armies. Yeah,
They're
I mean that is based, but
They're
so they
harassing
belong
women.
above the green guy, but they all belong in the same spot.
They're
Yeah,
harassing a woman. At one part, that made Sanji real mad. I don't even remember what they were saying. It was like they threw.
That was the blue guy. He threw a plate at her.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sanji caught it.
Oh, that was really all of them, though. I think.
they were all really annoying.
Yeah.
D. My personal
Yeah.
feelings.
Green
Yeah,
guy
I remember-
F.
Green guy. His name was Yonji.
Put him in F. Top F.
He
Okay.
got bodied by Sanji at like their very first
he's a
meeting, and
dick.
he's like, "Oh, I'll take him down." It was always so annoying watching them beat up Sanji, when you know for a fact Sanji could destroy all of them.
Yeah. Would y'all like to hear a deep reference right now?
Yes.
Go.
Okay. So in Teen Titans, there was an episode where Cyborg, he's like working out, they're training, like they do, and Robin is like, "Come on, Cyborg, push it," and then Cyborg's like, "I can't push it. I'm a robot, I've got built-in limitations. I'm not like you," talking to Robin, because Robin's a normal person. You can get better indefinitely, and maybe that's kind of how it is here with these Germa guys. They got their souped-up, genetically modified bodies. They can only get so good, But Sanji, being a normal person, he can get better, indefinitely.
They're not cyborgs. They're all human.
I know they're all human, but I'm just saying.
I feel like they still all have the same potential to grow. They were all genetically enhanced, and Sanji, he's just, he got this strong on his own.
So they're just lazy, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
they still have room for improvement, but Sanji got this strong through hard work. They got this strong because they were just born this strong genetically.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never seen Dragon Ball Z.
And the
have you?
suits.
No.
The
So-
suits also help.
Yeah, so like Dragon Ball Z, there's Frieza, and Goku has to go Super Saiyan. He has to like unlock this whole legendary transformation that hasn't been done in 1,000 years or something to be able to fight Frieza. And Frieza has never trained or anything, but he can transform multiple times, and he's like incredibly strong, rules a massive chunk of the universe. And he gets bodied, and then he dies later, and then he comes back in Dragon Ball Super. And his whole thing is like, oh, I decided to not be lazy, and he trained for 3 days, and then he got a new form that was equal to Goku's most current transformation in Dragon Ball Super. So it'd be something like that. They're like Frieza. They're really, really strong without doing anything, but if they train that for just a little bit, then they'd instantly catch up to wherever Sanji would be at that moment. Like I'm sure if it got to the very end of One Piece, like last episode, if they'd be like, "Oh, I trained for like a week," and then they would be as strong as Sanji at the end of One Piece.
Yeah.
Well, I really hope that doesn't happen because that would be pretty lame.
That would be incredibly lame. I hate it so much.
Okay. Now to the most important character
Yeah.
of this tier list. Sanji.
F. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. End the video.
Below Perospero. No. He finally moved up a tier. He went above Perospero. He is now not the least like.
No, we didn't have him as the worst in the last tier list.
We've never had him as the worst.
I think we did in our first
Oh,
one.
well, okay, we did in the Fishman Island one, probably.
He ruined Fishman Island.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that one he was definitely the worst.
Like
Yeah.
Fishman Island wasn't great, but he made it even worse.
Okay, but what about him here? I thought he displayed a lot of gamer tendencies.
Honestly,
He did get gamer,
He-
really gamer everything. He got abused. He got turned down by the lady, by Pudding.
Yeah.
I don't know. As a whole, this was definitely his best arc.
hmm
It was his arc, but even in his arc, he was not like the best character.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, by no means am I suggesting SS.
But no, what I'm saying is, for an arc that's all supposed to be about him, he wasn't like the best character. He wasn't the biggest character, like the most out, like showing out character.
Yeah. Okay.
Or-
I got to talk about something that was pretty disappointing to me. Is that, you know, in the final sequence of Whole Cake Island, when everybody's trying to make their escape, you know, Sanji is sitting there baking a cake. You know, he's not involved in the action at all. And I get that he's a chef and that's his thing, but I mean, come on, you could have him do more than that.
Yeah, he's the third strongest guy on the crew,
Right.
and as far as fights go, he didn't do anything.
No.
Really. Besides get bodied by Germa, who he could have easily beaten.
He could have beaten him easily, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he saved him at the. I mean, that was like one of his more defining moments in the arc was he saved Germa at
Yeah.
the wedding.
Well, I mean, Sanji's just a gentleman gamer. You know,
Yeah.
he's not one of these chads. He's not going to sink to their level.
He doesn't need
Okay.
Stacy's validation.
Let's start from the beginning.
Okay.
All right, Zoe. All right.
Yeah.
He sacrificed himself to save Nami, Chopper,
And Brooke.
everyone else and Brooke.
Yeah.
To
that was
me-
good.
That was good, but to me, it was just Veggie. I feel like he could have gotten away from that just fine.
Well, Veggie had his entire crew inside of
Yeah,
himself.
he could have soloed the whole thing, in my opinion. Right? Then you got Whole Cake. Luffy finally gets there. They reunite, and he just beats the shit out of Luffy.
Mm-hmm.
To me, even like again he could have taken out most of Germa.
Right.
And with Luffy and Nami there, he could have taken out the rest of them. Like there was 4 of them there.
Yeah.
He could have won. Then he kicked Luffy's ass and then he cried. So it showed he cared,
Yeah.
but I don't know. I still wouldn't have taken it as far.
Yeah.
You know, he, was he was putting a front up
Yeah.
for his family because he didn't want them to kill the Zeph on
Yeah.
the birdie.
Oh, that's right.
That's why he didn't go
They
hard.
threatened to kill Zeph. I
Yeah.
forgot that was the whole reason why he ended up staying with Germa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason he stayed, and they also put those handcuffs on him that would have blown his hands off if he like left a certain point.
Yeah. Those weren't real though, because that's what his sister revealed. Is that she put
Yeah,
fake
they
ones
weren't
on
real.
him. But he didn't know that.
Then he
they were-
got,
she was supposed to put real ones on him, but she didn't.
Yeah.
Then he found out that Pudding wasn't really gonna marry him.
Yeah.
She was just gonna betray him
And he
after
still
he fell in
fucked
love
up.
with her.
And that was
She was a baddie.
honestly like one of the realest things I've ever seen in One Piece.
That was a very good moment. I felt for him in that moment. You know, that was a real gamer moment.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then he finally went back and gave Luffy food.
Mm-hmm.
Am I missing something in between there? Because I feel like that's what the next thing he did, but I don't quite remember. This was years ago.
Yeah. That's basically it, I
That
think.
sounds about right. And
Then they go meet up with Veggie or whatever.
Yeah.
yeah,
Gang.
get the plan down. It's like, all right, go through with the thing, go through with the wedding, like play the part,
Right.
kind of thing. And then he completely dismantled.
He
the plan.
dismantled Pudding with no effort at all.
Like,
That
no
was very Chad gamer like.
Yeah.
told her how beautiful her eye was, and she was like, instantly simp for him, instant.
Yeah.
And,
But with Sanji being a simp, I didn't expect anything else.
and let's see, and then the next part was the cake thing, and it's like I know he wasn't a part of the actual like fight that was going on, but doing the cake thing was a really important thing because I think he either tasted it or he smelled it or it was like he saw something, like there was some reason that he saw it or smelled it or tasted it, and he was like, when I did this, he's like, I recognized every single ingredient. He's like, I know I can make this cake. He was the only person on Whole Cake Isle, like the only person there who could make it, because it was a special order thing that took forever, and like nobody knew the ingredients, but he did, just from smell and the way it looked.
Mhm.
And then
Well,
Pudding had to go
the
with
cake
him.
guy did, but something happened to the cake guy, right?
Yeah,
so it's
wasn't he like incapacitated after he fell off of the
Yes,
thing?
that's why it could only be Sanji.
Yeah, because if he didn't do it, then Big Mom would have destroyed all of Whole Cake Island and killed a bunch of innocent people. So there was a reason why he was doing the cake. He's the only person who could have done it, and then Pudding went with him, and Chiffon, the pink hair girl with the big lips, she went with him because I think Pudding it was like there was chocolate on the cake. There was certain chocolate, and she was the best chocolate person they had on Whole Cake Island. And then Chiffon, it was a chiffon cake, and like it's literally her name, and I think she was the best of the best at chiffon cakes.
Mhm.
And like that's why it took all three of them to be able to do it. So even though he wasn't a part of the fight, there was actually a very valid reason why he wasn't a part of the fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Even
get
if-
that. I just thought he
It
should have
wasn't-
had a real fight, you know.
I think he had a lot of potential to have a fight with Oven, and I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
would have been a great fight.
Yeah, the fiery kick on the fiery dude, but it's like I think the whole thing is like Sanji's had a lot of like fighting moments in a bunch of arcs. I think the whole point of this one was to really be more about his character development because like he's like through One Piece, like he's had a lot of good fighting moments, a lot of fighting stuff, but he's never had like real character development. He's always just been exactly the same. So I think it was really just trying to focus on that. I think that's why the whole fight, like where he was just beating up Luffy, was crazy cinematic. That was supposed to be his big epic fight moment, and everything else was focused on him as a person.
Yeah.
And personally, I honestly think he deserves like bottom of SS just because it was like it was like he wasn't the best in his arc, but he was definitely up there. It was the absolute best we've ever gotten from Sanji.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd say top of S personally, myself.
well, I think he was definitely better than everybody in S tier for this particular arc.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And like y'all know Frankie's my boy. I love Frankie. Frankie's
Mhm.
Yeah.
awesome. Personally, I think this arc alone is better than almost pretty much anything Frankie has had character wise. Like this was better than any of Frankie's stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
for me,
this is
that-
by
that-
far Sanji's best arc.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Frankie's my favorite character, but Sanji's arc was better character development and better plot really than anything Frankie himself has had or done other than the manliest fight ever.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was a great
And
fight.
I think that alone to me earns highest tier. Like even if it's the bottom, I still think it's good enough to be up there.
Yeah.
That works.
And Sanji, I mean, he just displayed such undeniable gamer spirit, gamer essence. I mean, how could we as gamers put him anywhere else? That's
I
my-
would have to agree with
That's
that.
my opinion.
This arc as a whole just had so many gamers and gamer moments.
He
Yeah.
like whenever they were they had the river and they said it was juice. That wasn't juice. That was Mountain Dew. Sanji drank.
That was
a
G Fuel.
That was G Fuel, and that was a 5-year helping of G Fuel that he chugged for the entire arc.
That was Mountain Dew Code Red.
That's what me and Carter. That's what we had it before the before the tier list.
we powered up.
Yeah.
I popped one right before this, getting
Nice.
ready.
Yeah.
Let's see. Anything in the ranks that absolutely has to be moved.
Okay. While you're looking it over, I just want to say one more thing about Sanji, okay?
Mhm.
The part where, he's about to leave with, Luffy's about to pop out of the thing and Sanji's about to leave. He's sitting there with Pudding, and then, Pudding gives him a big old smooch and then erases his memory. I mean, dude, that was some real gamer stuff, okay? Because he reached the mountaintop, He got the baddie, but the situation that was at hand prevented them from being together. You know, the universe itself would not allow a satisfying gamer conclusion in the sense that, you know, he finds the girl and that's it. You know, it's just back to the grind for the gamer Sanji. It's very bittersweet.
Yeah,
That is a very sad moment.
it was because it's like him. He never knew about it. Whatever. Like his life goes on as normal, but you know, Pudding has to live with that forever. She'll always remember it, so it's horrible for her as far as he knows it never even happened.
Yeah.
And I think for ranking disparity, Chiffon below Yonji and F, like honestly thinking about after talking about the whole cake scene, like helping with the cake and like even though she's, you know, not a fighter or anything, still standing up to her siblings and even though she's getting wrecked and beat a lot, I feel like she honestly should be a little above Judge because all Judge did was just constantly talk about, you know, Big Mom's power for German 66 and then cry. He didn't do anything
That's true.
other than just go
German 66.
I would switch
Big
them.
Mom.
You want to switch them?
Yeah, I'd be fine with switching.
Yeah,
them,
switch
but
from
it's like-
put Judge below his own
Yeah.
kids.
Oh, we
Get
we
him out
never
of there.
had the Chiffon's dad, the dude with the huge head.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
We didn't get him.
Man.
My thing is like Big Mom did a bunch of power moves, you know, as far as like having children with people. Like, how did that happen? That's one of my questions. Like, how did that end up happening? Like,
Yeah, because something like
that
I
guy was
well,
a total like
there
piece
was
of paper.
there was a silhouette of like you saw Big Mom when she was hungry and she was like all skinny and everything. She was a little stacked.
Yeah.
And there's been I don't remember when if the silhouette was pre or post whole cake, but there was just like a silhouette at one point, and she looked like she was a prospective baddie.
Yeah, that was definitely
Oh, it's-
younger
in her-
years.
Like it hasn't actually shown. I don't know if she actually was a baddie or not. It just showed the outline, and it had like, you know, like how you just see like Nami and Robin, and it's like you just see the body, and it's like, yeah, baddie.
Oh yeah,
Some-
oh,
some
she,
tells-
she,
yeah,
she was
she's-
she was a baddie.
Do we actually get to see her in the past, or is it just a silhouette?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, how did that happen?
Well, you know, maybe how she gets those hunger pains. You know, maybe sometimes she just gets really horny, you know.
Dick pants.
She gets desperate.
He just happened to be there.
Yeah.
He had a giant head, giant hands. I don't even think he was like excessively tall either. He was like what, like wasn't he just like 6 foot or something, which is an incredibly huge head.
Yeah, his head
Yeah.
was 6 foot.
Yeah, whenever it showed him around anybody else, there were a lot of people who were tall. I mean, Katakuri was taller than him, but Katakuri was like what, like 12 feet. Doflamingo's 10 feet tall.
Yeah, Katakuri was about the... Yeah, I'd say he's about Doflamingo height.
Yeah, Doflamingo is canon 10 feet tall.
Damn, Doflamingo was tall.
Yeah, dude, there's some characters who they're just incredibly huge, and I'm like why? And they're like not
Yeah.
giants or anything. They're just huge.
Like Brooke.
Brooke's about the same height.
True, Brooke is incredibly tall.
He's about 10 feet.
Yeah, Judge and F tier. That feels right. About after talking about the whole cake,
Yeah.
whole
He
cake,
cried.
Yeah, the cake scene and everything with Chiffon and Pudding and Sanjay. I thought, and I was like, yeah, Chiffon doesn't need to be like bottom tier. She did do something that was incredibly important.
Well, she also led Big Mom away from the Straw Hats and bought them more time after the cake was finished.
You think C tier is still good for her, or maybe above Jack?
Nah, just leave her where she's at.
All right, fair enough.
I don't even remember any of these things. I just knew her as Veggie's wife and the twin from the girl from Thriller Bar.
Yeah.
I do remember the stuff you're talking about. I guess helping with the cake, but that's just vague.
Oh, yeah. Jonathan,
That
do
whole
you,
part was a blur.
Jonathan, do you remember I called that like 300 or 400 episodes in advance?
Oh, that the Vivere card was Big Mom's or somebody special.
Yeah. Well, I said
Yeah.
that Lola was Big Mom's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember if you said that exactly, but I remember you said she was. No, yeah, you did say she was Big Mom's daughter. You just
Yeah.
had that theory. I do remember you talking about it, or
Yeah.
us talking about it.
That was while I was at the time skip, I think.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it was while I was at the time skip. I had gone back to read the manga up to the time skip because I was waiting on Carter because he didn't watch One Piece for months. You
Yeah.
know? And so, yeah, that's when it was.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you did call it.
I just wanted to give myself a pat on the back for that.
Yeah, that was a good job.
I know I called Doflamingo's power.
Strings.
Yep, called
Yeah.
that one. I know I called something in Wano involving Momo. No Sk. I am like I know it hasn't. I know I don't know it yet, but I'm still so solid on my theory on Blackbeard, like the one that I'm all for. I'm
The
the buys a.
yeah.
I'm 100% on that's Blackbeard's whole business.
Yeah.
I did not call Lola being Big Mom's daughter because I'm not gonna lie. After they left Thriller Bark, I forgot Lola existed.
I did too. It was only when I went back and read it, and then I was like, this is honestly the reason I was able to call it because she said that the Viva card was her mom's, and I'm not sure if y'all have ever thought about this, but there are basically no moms in One Piece except for Big Mom.
Yeah.
That's the only reason.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. I'd never thought about that. There are literally no moms except Big Mom.
yeah,
Big Mom. She
Dude,
probably
that-
hate them all.
I think the pink hair would have been a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
I remember.
But hell, back then we didn't even know who Big Mom was.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. When did it actually show her like colored and everything? Because for the longest time when
Oh.
it showed her, she was silhouetted completely.
It was just before Whole Cake.
all
Either
right.
way.
Are we
Dude, this
satisfied
looks
with these rankings?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Robin S tier for sexy, but whatever.
Yeah. So if y'all are good with these rankings, then
I'm Gucci.
yeah. All right, then that's it for now, and we'll see y'all at the end of Wano, however long it takes me to get through that.
Sure.
Sure.